Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're a returning watcher. I'm George, I'm the Good Lad Gamer, and today, the portal is yellow, but there's something going on. There's something going on. Apparently it's a Black Friday sale. We've got a ×2 on Ancient Shards, a ×2 on Void Shards, and a ×2 on Sacred Shards. But I'm not going to pull all of those. I'm only going to be pulling Void Shards. We've got a champion chase needed for Kroz the Wallbreaker. My last video was on Kroz. We pulled Sacred Shards. It was a terrible, terrible video. And today we are going to be pulling for the champion chase tournament. I've got about 64 voids, 46 voids on this account. And I think about the same amount on my other account. I'm going to go for it with the voids. If I don't get enough points for the champion chase, then I can either start putting some ancient shards, or I do have some old fragment summons in the wings waiting to be pulled. But I am just going to stick to the voids for now. I think it was technically meant to be a void ×2 event this weekend, so I'm going to stick to the voids and just go with the flow. And just before I get into putting the shards, guys, if you enjoy my content and want to see more of it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I've currently got about 320 subscribers, and the big milestone, the big number that I'm looking for is 350 subscribers. I know with that many subscribers, I'm making content that people actually enjoy and want to see more of. So let's get into pulling these void shards. So I am on the Galek account, and there isn't, I feel like I say this a lot, there isn't really much else to say. I'm just going to pull the Void Shards, and if it goes well, then that's it for this video. But we are going to pull them. We've got 4 × 10 pulls, and then 6 individual on this one, so I'm just going to get going, I reckon. That's what I reckon. That's what I think. And hopefully we can see a nice Void Legendary out of it, because isn't that what we all want? Either mythicals or void legendaries, surely, at this point. If you've been playing as long as I have, you know, you want that. We've got Painkeeper, great champion. I use Painkeeper in my Iron Twins and Cold Heart. Probably the best rare in the game, I would say. Best rare in the game, Cold Heart. We've got 2 of those. Unfortunately, I do have copies of Cold Heart here, there, and everywhere. So she will be food, I'm afraid to say, but she's there. Welcome, 2 copies of Cold Heart. Welcome to the team. But yeah, hopefully we can get this Void Legendary. That'd be pretty nice. Maybe just waiting in the wings, a little sneaky Void Legendary for me. That'd be really nice. But with Void pulls, I'm never that optimistic about it. No one of note in that one, or maybe Paragon for the Paragon cheese, but otherwise no one else of note. And even the Paragon cheese is a bit, do you even need it anymore? We've got such high scale champions, I don't even know if you need it anymore. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on, the 3rd 10 pull, and we're going to get the back-to-back Void Legendaries. Boom, boom, just like that. And it's going to be the best day of my life. And we've got another Cold Heart. We've got Inquisitor Shamel, who's really good for Hydra. Another Paragon, and a pretty boring old set of champions otherwise. We're going to move straight on from that one. All rares. That is tragic. Absolutely tragic. With ×2 on, voids, man. They're painful. They're painful. They're as painful. For me, mythical shards or primal shards, they're a bit above my weight class, you know? They're a bit above what I am pulling in the game. I don't spend any money in the game. I'm completely free to play, so I only get them from rewards. Whereas Void Shards I can get quite a lot of in quite a short space of time, just from doing clan boss and stuff like that. So Void Shards are the sort of big one for me. They're the big one that I might get some sort of game-changing champions out of. So it's pretty rough to see pulls like this. We've got a Lure, a Gala Long Braids, and a Skull Crown, and a Carthru, the Death Keeper. Skull Crown, yeah, great champion. Really good champion. Only one of interest in that one. Really good if you've got arena team with Sinesha. Is it Sinesha? Yeah, with Sinesha and an ally attack champion. And you can do that sort of blender attack, which is really nice to see. And we're on to just pulling the 6 individuals. I am going to do them just cause. And I reckon if I don't make the points that I need for all of the fragment shards, I'll pull some ancients, I reckon. Yeah, because that's always nice, isn't it? You know, I don't want to be pulling from my backup my backup old fragments. Because that just seems a bit boring. It's a bit boring for you guys to watch. It's a bit boring for me to do. I've already got the legendaries. They're just waiting. They're waiting for the right opportunity. Some very boring pulls. I haven't even been paying attention to who they are. I don't see gold, so I'm not that interested. We're on to the last two. Come on, game. Padma. Don't know much about her. And the last rare is a Fellhound. Good champion if you're struggling for a fast campaign farmer. Maybe use Fellhound. Got an attacks all enemies on every move, and we got more than enough for all of the points needed for Kroz. I hate when the game does that. And we're just gonna pull those again, apparently. And what I'll do, guys, I'll log onto the Kale account and we'll do exactly the same over there, and hopefully we get some better luck. And here we are on the Kale account. We've got exactly the same. How weird is that? 46 Void Shards. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, game. Work with me here. You know, it's very boring videos for my viewers. The last two, I didn't get any legendaries in my Sacred Shard pool last week. And if I don't get any legendaries on this one, my views are going to tank. So I need some help. We got a Weregren, Sun-Cursed, and a Sky Touch Shaman. We also have Reliquary Tender and another Painkeeper, all and a Fellhound. We got that's a pretty good bottom row. I'm not sure about Weregren, but the rest of the champions, yeah, they're good champions. If you get them, if you pull them and you're struggling in the game for anything, it's worth looking into what they're good for. It's worth looking them up on YouTube or something like that, just for a couple of tips and tricks and some guides. But we're going to move on. They're not legendaries for me. I've got all of those champions. I don't need a campaign farmer. Slixus. Diana. Ursala. Rowan. There's a good amount of epics. I'm pretty impressed with that. None of them were very good. Ursala I thought was going to be really good when she first came out, but no. We are going to move straight on from that one. There is no one else of note in that one that I need to talk about. Ursala gets a mention. And that is it. But yeah, I'm sorry guys. If this is going to be another boring video, then I do apologise. Sawai Firstborn and a Gembo, who everyone got for free if you did the Amazon login or something like that. I can't really remember, but Gembo is a hard hitter. He's good for Arena. But I've already got Arena champions, so I don't need an epic Arena champion. Come on, game. Light Ward. Sendra. And another Skull Crown. Hey! Ho ho ho! Hello, Pony. We got a Queen of Hearts. And I don't know anything about the Queen of Hearts. So let me go through her kit, make myself familiar, and I'll be right back. Right, yeah, I reckon I can go through her kit without getting tongue-tied and not being able to say words like I always do. On the Queen of Hearts, can I just say before we get started, what a cool skin. Very cool skin. Very impressed with that skin, and yeah, pretty cool. Alice in Wonderland theme, and a champion that I didn't get actually, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Honor A1 attacks all enemies, has a 60% chance of places a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 5%. I told you I wouldn't get tongue-tied. On her A2 removes all buffs from all enemies, then places a Death Brand debuff on the initial target for 2 turns, then places a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for each buff removed by the skill. And then on her A3 teams up with all allies to attack a single enemy. Before attacking, places a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Decreases the cooldown of this champion's off with their heads skill by 2 turns if the target is killed, and off with the heads is the A2. And then on her passive, for every 10 buffs that The enemy team receives, grants this champion an extra turn. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. This skill will not activate on duplicate copies of this champion if this particular champion is dead. Sure thing. And then increases all ally accuracy in all battles by 70%. So that is Queen of Hearts. I don't know if she has a place in any of my teams. Just going for a kit quickly. I guess she's an arena champion. You know, on my Kale account, I use Heferak. I don't know if she would replace Heferak just for his pure damage, really. But, yeah, maybe one I'll build and just keep in the wings just in case. And it's always nice to have a sort of arena champion like that. But, yeah, I'm not 100%. Although every time I do this, every time I talk about my actual opinion on a champion, everyone in the comments has a go at me. So maybe she's right. Maybe she's really good. Maybe she's really good. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance for annoying you with my opinion. And we are going to move on. We're going to go into the last 6 Void Shards. And I got a legendary. Yeah, I'll take that. A Void legendary is lovely. You know, even if it's a dupe, even if it's a champion I might not use, a Void legendary that's pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. And currently today, guys, I forgot to mention at the start of the video, currently today is the 28th of November. From the 1st of December, I think it is, the game will be doing a ×2 on mythical chances from Primal Shards. So I will probably be doing another video on Monday, just so if I pull my Primal Shards and there's a ×2, I want to be able to, if I get a mythical, I'm recording it. So I might do another video this week just for you guys. If nothing is uploaded, then I didn't get any mythicals and there's no point in me uploading it. And out of this 6, nothing has been interesting. I haven't been paying attention. No gold lightning bolts, so I'm not that bothered by it. And we finish off with a harvester. But we got 1 legendary. And 2 weeks in a row, guys. It's been a very short video. I do apologise. I'm hoping one day in the future we'll get more legendaries and I'll be able to do longer videos with you guys. I will just quickly go in, make sure I earn all the points that I needed. And as you can see, I got everything I needed. I will go and pick those up as soon as I'm done recording. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please do, in the comments, let me know if you got any game-changing champions or any champions that you want to add to some of your teams. Potentially, I could give you some tips and tricks on where I would use them and what I think they're good for in the game. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.